What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to Broken Sword 2. Right. Time we escaped from here. But how? How do we escape from a room that is inescapable? I was going somewhere with that and then I lost my train of thought. Okay. So, let's talk to Nico for a second. Get her insights onto what is going off. Nico. No, wrong way, George. She's over there. Go and talk to your ex-girlfriend, Nicole Collard. We have a lot to talk about.
Okay, tell me what you know about Condor.
Condor Transglobal exports Aztec and Mayan relics from Central America to Europe. But that's just a cover for the real business. Drug smuggling.
What proof do you have?
Nothing yet.
That's why she was trying to get the narcotics sent to her.
Do you know where Condor is based?
In Central America. A place called Quaramonte.
I saw that name on a docket downstairs.
Quaramonte! Quaramonte!
Tell me about this Karzak guy.
Well, I saw him for only a few minutes, but he frightens me. I got the impression that Pablo was nervous when he was around too. His eyes, they're like a wild animal's, like a tiger. That's what scared me most about him. He looked so unpredictable and dangerous.
Did you know Ubier's wife was a film star?
No, I didn't know he was married. What happened to her?
She died. In mysterious circumstances, apparently.
How mysterious.
I heard she was murdered. Possibly by Ubier himself.
A murderer, huh? André said he was something of a celebrity.
Did I hear you refer to Inspector Moon?
Yes, you remember him?
Yeah, the bumbling idiots of an inspector.
Well, of course I do. But I thought he was dead.
Oh no, he reappeared after the broken sword case had blown over. When he found out who was in with the Neo-Templars, he went into hiding. Moon knew more than was good for him.
Does he know about our involvement with the case?
If he does, he's not telling. Still, he got a sudden promotion.
Well, that's good for him, I guess.
Did that Indian guy mistreat you?
If you forget about the abduction, verbal threats, and bondage, no.
Well, what about the little guy?
I don't think he knows where he is or what he's doing here. The big guy, Pablo, he brought Titipoco from the jungle.
Titty what?
Titipoco. That's what I heard Pablo call the dwarf.
El Titipoco.
Do you recognize this?
Is that the dart which knocked me out?
That's right. I kept it as a souvenir.
Why would you do that?
Have you any idea who this little statue is supposed to be?
I'm not very well acquainted with Mayan deities, George. But whatever his name, he sure is ugly.
I found these in your bag.
Oh, they were a gift.
I know. I read the note.
God knows what was going through André's mind.
I think that's quite plain enough. Look, the little guy downstairs was chained up with these.
That must have been Pablo's doing. I don't blame him, though. That little guy is dangerous.
You're still sore about that poison dart?
Of course I'm sore.
He's fine. He's just a little scared, that's all. I'm sure he'll do no damage whatsoever. Okay. Right. So now we cover the photoelectric cell. Cover that with a tape.
Hopefully the
breaks the
tape
beam.
would prevent those doors from closing and stop the Indian from being able to call the elevator.
Then we push the crate back. Because we need to put this crate onto that crate. To then, I think, push this crate out the way. Some of the puzzles I will remember and some of them I won't. Right. And hike up the pallet carrier.
The pallet rose about 6 inches off the floor, and I said a silent prayer to whoever had discovered the power of hydraulics.
What What on earth are you doing?
Trying to raise the statue so I can hook it to that pulley.
Is that really going to help us?
I like to keep myself occupied in times of stress.
Yes, Nico, it's going to help us immensely.
It would be much easier to attach.
Oh yeah.
The statue looked...
Duh. Attach the rope to the statue, then attach it to the pulley. Let the hydraulics down off of the pallet thing, and then push it towards the door, breaking through the door. Here we go. Lay down the pallet carrier. And push it towards the door. Hey Nico, you want to give me a hand?
It was too heavy for me to move on my own.
Or I have to actually ask her. Herbert there. Do.
Could you give me a hand to push this statue?
What for?
This, my dear, is our passport to freedom.
If you say so, dear.
Dear, oh George, you are so refined, so sexy, so
Push!
so Marie. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Great teamwork.
Nice to be working with you again, Mr. Stobbart.
You as well, Miss Collard. Now, how to get down? Only if we had a way
I
of
thought
getting
about
down this
hanging
cable.
from the cable with my bare hands, but it was too far to the other end of the cable to escape that way.
But we use something metallic.
Nico, I have a great idea.
George, where have you been?
Never mind that. Do you have the Mayan stone?
Maybe I have, but,
Don't argue, André. Give the stone to George.
well, of course, if you say so, Nicole.
Thank you so much, Andre.
George, he told me you'd been kidnapped, my dear. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Oh, but it was true. If it hadn't been for George, I wouldn't be here now.
It's not finished yet. Karzak's thugs will be back for that stone, you can bet. The best lead that we have is Quaramonte City.
Quaramonte is in Central America. That's where Ubier gets his artifacts.
That's all we needed to know. Come on, George.
Quaramonte, the traveler's rear entrance to Central America. Well, that's how it was translated in the brochure. We didn't know what we were looking for, but the offices of Condor Transglobal seemed a good place to start.
Hey, it's market day. I don't see any cabs. Let's ask someone how to get to Quaramonte City.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for any sign of Condor Transglobal.
Welcome to Central America. Right. There's a lot to do in this little place. There's a lot to do. And there is a familiar face which we bump into. There's two familiar faces that we bump into. If you've played the game, you obviously know who these people are. If you've seen my Broken Sword 1 series, or any person playing Broken Sword 1, then you may know who these people are. If you can actually remember them at all. Right. Remember that piece of coal? There's a nice little Easter egg. Because if you remember, for Broken Sword 1, it had the hardest puzzle in gaming. It was so fucking simple, but it was so hard. I think I mentioned this, it was actually voted one of, or if not the hardest puzzle in gaming. Because it was just so difficult, and it featured the goat. And so, in Broken Sword 2, they decided to bring the goat back. Now, it isn't a puzzle, but just a little Easter egg for you.
What was that? It's a lump of lucky coal. Coal? I would have preferred chocolate. Any flavor, so long as it hasn't got marzipan in it. God, I hate marzipan. You can talk. I mean, you're a talking goat. Keep your voice down. This is between you and me, right? Well, I guess so. I mean it. You tell anyone you've spoken to me, and you'll be cursed.
So it's just a neat little Easter egg. If you don't pick up the coal, then you don't get that. But obviously, if you pick up the coal, then you get that little thing, which is kind of neat. It's sort of a little nod to Broken Sword 1 with a goat. It's nothing, I mean, it's nothing exactly special, but, you know, for players of Broken Sword 1 and for lovers of the Broken Sword series, everybody knows the goat. So let's talk to the band. What band from Play Music?
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Quaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
Which makes no sense.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines. My cousin Ramirez was earning 8 pesos an hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
I don't know how much that equates to. Like, how much is a peso?
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Tezcatlipoca. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Would either of you guys care for a biscuit?
A dog biscuit, senor?
Are you trying to insult us?
No, really, they're good.
We'll take your word for it.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
Have you seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
No. Dude, tell me.
It is Tezcatlipoca, god of death and blood.
What do you make of this little worm?
No good. It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't? Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that.
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
What was the ship with the condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
Do you guys know anything about a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
It's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
Okay, so 8 pesos in today's money is about 33 pence. I think I've got the correct peso. I don't know. Could be wrong. Whatever. Well, guys. Okay, so you may have noticed on this screen a familiar face. And that familiar face is Pearl. Wow, hi, George.
George Stobbart, well, of all the...
Mrs. Henderson. Boy, this is some coincidence, huh?
When you've been married to a fruitcake like Dwayne as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl and Dwayne on the other side of the globe in Syria. He was an Army veteran who suspected he was working for the CIA, but wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged.
But just as kooky.
Is Dwayne here with you, Mrs. Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Dwayne came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Why aren't you speaking to Dwayne?
Because he's an old spoil sport sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Dwayne says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own.
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
Is Dwayne still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
What brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about anywheres? The market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the great design, George.
What do you make of this stone, Pearl?
Oh, that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one. What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had two of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended for frivolous personal adornment, Pearl. It's a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I got the feeling that communication with Pearl was like sending signals out into space. Maybe, if you waited long enough, you'd get an intelligent answer back. But it was a long shot.
Well, that's more with Dwayne than Pearl. I think Pearl is the more reasonable one, Dwayne's the more kooky one. Well, even though Pearl is kooky herself, but Dwayne more so.
What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Ooh-wee, that's a spitting image of Dwayne's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
Look at this, Pearl. A tequila worm.
Don't you bring that thing anywheres near me, honey. I swear I'll scream like a hog on a hot plate.
I don't even know what that means.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested.
Which is a shame, because eclipses are fantastic.
Catch you later, Pearl.
Now if we head upon this way, we will meet Pearl's other half, and very, very kooky, weird and strange, deranged husband, Dwayne.
It was Pearl's husband, Dwayne. Hey, Mr. Anderson. Good to see you again.
Do I know you, son?
George Stobbart, remember? In Syria? I sold you a statue.
I remember that. Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look, I'm sorry. I'll give you back the $50.
No, you suckered me fair and square.
Are you still working for... you know who?
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
Why is it Uncle Sam? I've never checked that out. Why it's actually Uncle Sam? Why not Uncle John? Why not Uncle Thomas? Why not Uncle Ezekiel? Why Uncle Sam? I'll have to look about that actually.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor, and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity. I said to Pearl, if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George. But I underestimated you, son.
Okay, so... according to Wikipedia, which I've now clicked off. Okay, the origin of the term Uncle Sam, though disputed, is usually associated with a businessman, is associated with a businessman from Troy, New York, Samuel Wilson, known affectionately as Uncle Sam Wilson. The barrels of beef that he supplied the army during the War of 1812 were stamped US to indicate government property. Ah, okay.
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Quaramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been imprisoned just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
In what way?
What's the real reason the musician was imprisoned?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town. Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She'll get over it.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
Why did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Would you like a biscuit, Dwayne?
Oh no, those gourmet dog snacks bring me out in a rash.
You've tried them?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog too, she just laughed.
Would you like to borrow my lucky piece of coal, Dwayne?
What's so lucky about it?
Well, we made it to Quaramonte in one piece.
When you've been here a few days, you won't look on that as luck.
Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
Sure I do. You have to get up pretty early to catch Dwayne with his pants down.
What? You beat me to it?
Condor Transglobal is all wound up. Seems like my investigations scared them off.
What do you think of these panties, Dwayne?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No, a guy we knew in Paris bought them for her.
Oh, you're a threesome then. Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Forget it.
I highly doubt George wants to even think of him, Nico, and Lobino in a threesome. Disgusting indeed. Is disgusting indeed. Disgusting indeed.
Hey, Nico!
Le policia. Policia station.
I have done just as I have been instructed, Professor. With the mine closed down, there'll be no one around to observe your excavations. Ah, I have visitors.
Just remember what I told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
Professor Ubier.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Senor. Welcome to Quaramonte.
Thanks.
Quaramonte.
My name's George Stobbart from California.
But what is this? An angel come down to earth.
Nicole Collard. Enchanté, mon général.
Pardon me, senorita, but I couldn't help myself.
Look, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, senor. Tourist information. General Graciento, at your service.
But this is a police station.
This is the tourist office? It says police on the sign outside.
It is both, senor. I am a man of many parts.
I can see that, General.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
No, I never heard of him.
I hear there was an accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
Is it true there's a restriction on music in Quaramonte?
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think easy listening could replace a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not? It happened in your country.
Are there any ruins around the city?
Of course, Signor. Quaramonte has everything.
I have a friend who wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct a guided tour. When he's dealt with today's paperwork, of course.
Who was the guy you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubier, a visitor, Signor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubier?
Si, Signor. Professor Ubier, a French archaeologist.
What's Ubier doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, Signor. The professor is planning an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
Would you like a biscuit?
Are you trying to bribe me?
Well, every man has his price.
Mine is more than a dog cookie, Signor Stobbart.
Worth a shot.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
That's a native carving, isn't it? Where did you get it?
We picked it up in the market as a souvenir.
What do you think of these panties, General?
Oh boy, fabuloso!
They're yours if you'll tell me all you know about Karzak.
I told you, I never heard of the guy. Do I get the panties now? I told you all I know.
You told me nothing.
You only told me that you don't know Karzak, which is a complete and utter lie, and you know this. Whoops.
Take a look at this label.
Si, Senor. Condor Transglobal.
Can you tell me where to find their offices?
No, Senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
Okay, that was pretty specific.
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, Senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag was birthed here.
They are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Condor is run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, Senor. Karzak has nothing to do with anything called Condor. Whoever he is.
Do you keep a record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, Senorita. Unfortunately, all the records were destroyed by a flash flood.
Of course they were. How convenient.
Do you know anything about the forthcoming eclipse, General?
Such things do not interest me, Senor.
I'll be back.
We shall be. And we shall be back in the next episode. So, Professor Ubier is here, conducting business. Of what sort, I don't know. The General is denying ever knowing of a man named Karzak, even though we know he's completely lying. Because as he said, Karzak has nothing to do with Condor Transglobal, and if he didn't know Karzak, he wouldn't know that. So he does. We also need to free our little guy in the jail. We're going to have to do that. And find out where Condor Transglobal is, and how to get to the mines and everything, but that'll be for next time. But anyway guys, thank you all so very much for watching this episode. I shall see you all next time as ever. Bye bye.